thanks for coming in today. No webcam this morning because I don't feel like it. We're gonna fly an Airbus. This is gonna be very unusual for you guys watching me stream because I usually don't stream airliners. It's just not what I do. But I'm in the mood this morning. Flying A321. We're gonna go from Phoenix to San Diego in the Phoenix A321 with the sharklets. Going with an Americano call sign, American 2020. And yeah, got a nice Phoenix scenery. I think San Diego's one of like the custom default Microsoft Flight Sim scenery, so it should work. And we'll do a little Airbus flying this morning. Why not? Why the heck not? Jump right into it here. Get these things warmed up here. Import my flight. We're just gonna load the aircraft instantly. I don't mess around with that. Send that away. So line the 8 ears. Those are going to get into alignment. We can check these guys. Very good. The altimeter is actually just 290901, huh? Look at that. It's not. I'm not sure why that's not working. Cross that bridge when we get there. Wow, is this not set to live weather? That's what the problem is. I don't know why. There we go. I gotta fix that. I keep forgetting to change that back to live weather because I had to do one flight recently for a flying club event with the not live weather, and then I keep forgetting to put it back, and that's what keeps screwing me up there. So, but it's a beautiful day because obviously it's severe clear out here in Phoenix. MSFS2020, thanks for coming in today. Alright, let's go going. Let's go ahead and get into this part of the fun. Dates are good. Limit the flight. American 2020, I've got a cost index 35. We're only going up to 260. It's a pretty short flight, only about 52 minutes in the air. Komatsu. AOC menu. We just want to init on this thing right here. Nick Grezel, thanks for coming in today. This is the Phoenix. Doing something very unusual for this stream and flying something that's not GA. I know, don't call the authorities. I swear I'm fine. Let's see. Alright, so we've got the Firebird 1 departure. And what runway is our Phoenix using? Wind 100 at 7. I can pull up the real world weather. I'm going to do that off screen with an app that I can use off screen. Nope. Also, I didn't feel like using webcam today. That's why you guys don't see my face. Departing runway 7 left. Okay, so we're going to depart off of 7 left. And it's the Firebird to Mohawk. And we'll throw that in there. And then going into San Diego, they're going to be landing 27 on the Lucky 1. That's going to be, what, the RNAV or the LOC 27? Let's see what they're doing in real life. I can look that up as well. Localizer 27, RNAV approach in use. Departing, I'll do the Localizer 27, why not? Something different. Lucky 1. Hogs. Insert. And this is one of those arrivals like LAX where it rolls right into the actual approach on the localizer there. I think that'll be fun. What's the minimums on that localizer? Because there's a little overcast there, but not crazy. I think it's like 2600, so it should be fine on the loc. Let's see, loc 27. Yeah, you go down to 680, so it should be plenty good. Very good, very good. All right. Yeah, I know it's a little weird, but I was in the mood. Why the heck not? So the flight plan looks, I should probably look at the departure and the arrival. So we're going to do that here first. While I'm still talking and saying stuff to myself, you guys can look at the plane from the outside view. Let's see. Where is the Firebird 1? There is the Firebird 1. Alright, so this is Firebird 1. It's going to be off of 7 left. So it's FUTEP and then all the way around. We want MASV above 7, below 220 knots. So let's go and make sure that that's in there. Yep, 220 knots above 7. So it's definitely going to be a managed SID this morning. Alright, very good, very good. And then we can go look at the arrival as well into San Diego, which is the Lucky 1. And this says to go, yeah, for RNAV GPS 27 or LOC 27. Again, they're saying LOC 27. We probably could do the RNAV, but I think I want to try the LOC. That's just something new. But I see Hogs. Let's see. Sophie. Alright, there we go. Copy. Yep, that looks good. 270 between 12 and 15. A Helix, that looks good. Jack. Yep, that looks good. Lucky at 6,000. Lindy above 5,000. 210 knots. And then it rolls right into the actual approach. Yeah, it's all in there. Very good. Awesome, awesome stuff. Alright. Get the wind request in. Oh. Professional streamer. Alright, we're requesting. Continue on here. How much fuel we got on board is 14.6. And then I don't know why the Phoenix does this with the alternate where it makes it a negative, but it should be a positive number, not a negative number. You see we got about 28 minutes of extra fuel if we want to play with it. Alright, for the performance, we'll come over here. 7 left, sync, calculate, and we'll send it to the MCDU. It's going to be a flaps 2 departure at 0.4. So 1. My brain is having a moment here. We're just going to go 1. I can't do that after this. That's right. I'm an idiot. Can't do that right now. No hydraulics. I'm dumb. Okay. I'm just being a little stupid. Don't worry, guys. All that's done. Everything's done. So we're fueled. So we can turn these on. Fasten seatbelt sign on. External power is good. We could probably go ahead and start the APU. Give it 3 seconds, make sure the low oil pressure doesn't come on there. Good, alright. We'll get the flight director. What's the top altitude on the SID? I should probably look at that. Top altitude is 8,000 on the SID. So do this and this. Can hear some things moving to get the APU going. Ahead and actually let me look, because it should say 220. Yep, okay, looks like 228 is probably going to be the green dot, so it's going to have to be a little bit faster than that 220 if it's the 228, which is fine. We'll copy the active plan, but what we'll do is we'll put in Phoenix in the secondary just in case we have to make an emergency return. We'll do the ILS to what would be the appropriate runway if we're departing 7 left? Probably ILS 7 right for the emergency return. No star, no via. I'm not going to worry about the perf. Alright, very good, very good. Climb nav, 2983. Flight plan looks good. Get rid of those company messages. I just have to accept the, this is just a Phoenix thing. To accept the weight balance and load sheet. Just Phoenix things. Don't even think you have to do that, but I do it just to get it done. We can get rid of the external power. Don't need that anymore. Thank you. You could take the GPU away. Oh, they already did. Very good, very good. Got another 737 out there. A little laggy, probably because I'm streaming. Yeah, of course, you do the secondary flight plan just in case, you know, you have to do some kind of emergency return. Then it's right there. You can just pop it up and have an approach ready to go. If, like, it's real serious and you need to get back. It's just one less thing you have to do, you know, in case of, you know, the stuff hitting the fan. I think we're pretty much ready to go. I should probably put a squawk code in though, right? There's no ATC online. I got an auto ATC. My squawk is 0771. 0771. That way it's officially official. Very good. We'll listen to guard on COM 2 like we're supposed to. Again, I'm going to do all my frequency changes over here on the Cheatsy Doodle way on the off the screen because it's just easier for me. Not that we're really going to have to worry about too much. We'll have the CTF here, and then we'll have to worry about, you know, we'll switch to 22.8. There's no ATC currently, except for there's a guy on the ground at San Diego. We'll worry about that when we land in San Diego if he's still on. I'm trying to think if I'm missing anything else. I don't think I am. The tug is hooked up. We're good to go on all that, so I think we're going to push it back now. We're going to push it real good, chat. Alright, let's go ahead and we'll start. And we'll release the parking brake. And we're going to have to do like a hard right turn here. That's a left turn. I'm an idiot. Hard left turn here. Probably not going to line up perfectly with the J line here, but we'll try and do our best. Because I don't have any of that GSX or better pushback or anything, so I'm just using the built-in one, and it's probably not going to turn me as well as I would like it to. We're probably going to end up more on the K line here. Make it more official, we'll just push onto the K line. Why not? We're not looking for perfection in the sim. And we'll give room to this guy if he wants to push back too. I don't know why that does this. Let's see, we should probably go straight back now. I think that's going to be good enough there. We'll set the parking brake. Stop. Goodbye. Alright, let's fire some engines up. Beacon. Let's fire in the hole here. Start engine 1. We'll do both 1 and 2 in sequence. Also just waiting for class date now. Very good news, Nick. Hopefully you'll get that class date soon. I do want to go back and sign. Like I said, I was going to start them in sequence, so we'll wait for this valve to close, and then we'll start engine number 2. Goodbye, goodbye. Starting 2 in sequence. Now we can go back to airplane noises. Okay. It's a bit of a wait, but hopefully you'll get it there sometime at the end of the summer. Listen to those sounds, yeah. Alright, come back and sign. We're almost done with the start sequence here. We'll turn the APU off. We'll go through all of our quick checks, and then we'll taxi on out to 7 left. Good starts on engine 1 and 2. We'll do after start flow. Da, 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 da. Flaps 2, 1, 2, 3, up 0.4. We're going to kill the APU. Extend these. Taxi light on. We're good to go here. We'll release the parking brake. And we'll taxi to 7 left. Phoenix traffic, American 2020, coming out of Terminal 4, taxi to 7 left. So we're going to have to come out, and then we're going to have to cross over on taxiway Tango, and then down on Echo to get to 7 left. And my sim is a little laggy because of the Phoenix, the scenery, and the fact that I'm streaming. So there's a little bit of lag. I apologize for that. This computer is a little on the older side, but she's holding her own. I would like to eventually build a new one at some point, though. Actually, I don't know if they would use Sierra or Tango. We'll use Sierra, so we'll do the closer one to us here. We'll make the left on Sierra. Not super familiar with the Phoenix airport. Once we get straight here on Sierra, we'll do a flight control check. So full up, full down, and neutral, full left, full right, neutral, full left, full right, neutral. We'll do that, and then we need this, and then we need this, and then this is a Phoenix thing, and the predictive wind shear on. Not gonna lie, the pay rate for a first year FO is jaw-dropping. It's certainly getting better all the time, that's for sure. It's even better now than when I started, and when I started it was even better, way better than what it used to be in the past. It's a good thing. Good thing. Make the right turn on echo here and go down all the way to the rest of 7 left. Looking at VATSIM real quick, doesn't look like there's anybody close to being inbound, so we should be able to just roll right on out of here. So a nice little pep in our step on the taxi. Get down to the end of 7 left here. A longer taxi than I thought it was going to be honest with you, but we're almost there. Beautiful little mountains in the back there. Great shot. Great shot right there. And you know what? Because we have those mountains, we're going to put terrain on ND here, just for safety. Since there is some elevation to deal with. Phoenix traffic, American 2020 is departing 7 left on the Firebird, 1 departure, Phoenix. Make my call since I'm on VATSIM. No ATC, so I'm making my appropriate CTAF calls on the appropriate CTAF frequency. And we're going to roll right into this takeoff, chat. What do you think? Get the takeoff light, this on, there we go. I think we're ready to go here. We're gonna go ahead and start my timer. Get lined up nice and nice. Make sure the engines are going to spool up at the same rate. And we'll go to our flex takeoff. Airspeed's alive. $80 knots, power set. B1, rotate. Positive rate, gear up. And since I'm not trying to impress anyone, autopilot on. Lever climb. Smoothly bring it back to climb thrust. And let the Airbus magic do its work. Flaps 1. Phoenix Traffic America 2020 is departing the area on the Firebird. Phoenix. We can at this point just switch over to 2.8. I'll do that off screen. We're waiting for the S-Bug. And flaps 0. It wants to hold 220, but because green dot is 228, it's going to hold 228. And apparently I need to actually convince the airplane to hold the 228. We're just going to hold 230. And we would have told ATC, hey, for weight, we need to hold 230 knots instead of the 220 knots on the SID. Since there's no ATC, we're not really going to matter. Yeah, we do it on the bugs. So since it was flaps 2, once you get the lever climb, so once you get into climb thrust, once it's above the F bug, you do flaps 1, and then S bug flaps 0. And since there's no ATC, I'm going to go ahead and just give myself a climby climb up to the 260, which is our final altitude.
Hey, American 4825, heads up, you should be on the CTAF frequency 120.9 for the uncontrolled airport.
Flying over Mesa, Gilbert part of Phoenix. I got a buddy that lives out in this area. Truth be told, chat, I would love to live out in the Phoenix area, but it's just not going to be possible for me at this time. But I do very much enjoy the Phoenix area. I have a buddy that lives out there that I visit. Always enjoy the area there for sure.
If you have trouble finding the CTAF frequency on VATSIM radar, you can actually click on the airport name, and if there's no active controllers or they're offline, it'll tell you the CTAF frequency. You can also find it under the VFR charts for the specified airport. But for Phoenix, it's 120.9, just a heads up for you.
Alright, but to my knowledge, Sky Harbor doesn't have the CTAF frequency. If you look at the airport facility director for Sky Harbor, there is no CTAF frequency for this airport.
It's a VATSIM thing. Since there's no controller online, you just use what would be the tower frequency, which is 120.9.
Roger.
Yeah, that's the thing. They're mixing up two things. You have control tower, and you have CTAP frequency. But yeah, they should have mentioned tower frequency instead.
Yeah, I agree with you there. It is a little bit confusing. I've noticed there's quite a bit of people that are kind of taking off or moving around without any communication at all. So I've been trying to help out where I can.
Sure, no problem.
No, we don't need the speed anymore. Should have took that off a while ago, but I got distracted by the VATSIM conversation. Now we can speed up here. Take the train on ND off, so we're not worried about that anymore. We're gonna ban the spam. If there weren't venomous snakes out there, I'd totally live out there. Interesting. I can't just because of my current work situation, because it would make no sense for me to commute from Phoenix to where I am now, but I would love living out there, I do. And I prefer the hot weather, and it's just a nice area. You know, you have plenty of places you can go hiking, not too far from places like Sedona, which are beautiful, so yeah, I wish I could live out here, but it's just, that's not going to be in the cards, I don't think, anytime. Maybe when I retire. Rattlesnakes. I remember I did see, I was hiking with my buddy when I was out there in Phoenix one time. We were hiking, I don't remember the name of the area anymore, but we actually did incur a snake on our hike. And we just left it alone, and it left us alone. Snake. I have no idea what kind of snake it was. I'm not very educated on those kind of things, I'll be honest. Alright, we're on our way to San Diego. Pretty short flight, but they do it in a 321 apparently. This is mimicking a real flight that American does. Coming up to our transition altitude, so transition standard. Again, we're only climbing up to 260, short flight. Once we level off at cruise, we'll start prepping the airplane for the approach. I'm still debating in my head if I want to do the localizer or the RNAV. I think I'm going to stick, though, with the localizer. I feel like that's the play. We're cruising. Get rid of all the Phoenix stuff on my other screen here. Pretty sure that American parks at Terminal 2 at San Diego. Oh, the real flight looks like it just landed. I think they park at Terminal 2. I think it's like gate 34 or something, is what I remember seeing. The rear world flight just landed. Gate 23 and a pass flight. Yeah, so something in that area. Okay. Again, I'm talking to myself here. Sorry, boys and girls. Something that I don't have set up is a wing view. I haven't figured out how to get that set up in this sim. So you guys will be lacking in the wing view department. I apologize for that. Doing Charlotte to Jacksonville, and I just realized I forgot to load passenger rules to me and wonder why the Airbus was climbing so fast. Yeah, that'll probably do it. It's a lot less weight not having people and bags on board. Alright, 25, climbing 26. This is our cruise altitude right here. We'll go ahead and turn the seatbelt sign off for the passengers since it appears to be smooth. We're cruising, it looks like .74. I think it's a good enough cruise speed for this length of flight. No need reason to go any faster than that. Top of descent's about 130 miles away, so we'll look at the arrival performance. We're going to say that the condition is good on runway 27. We'll get the live METAR, and we'll let's see. Do low brakes. Do idle, no reverse, auto throttle on, flaps full, manual landing. And our landing weight is going to be see 16.9 right now. How much gas are we going to burn? We're going to 11.6. So another 3.5. So 166. What's the max landing weight on this thing? It's not placarded in here. So we'll call it 167. Alright, yeah, so we'll have plenty of runway. Even on the low brakes, it'll be plenty good. Alright, good. So now I'm going to go actually into my perf page here. I'm going to look at the real world weather. Wind 290 at 3. Temperature is 16 down there. 299.7. And the minimums on the localizer, we said, were 680. Flaps full landing. We got our VAP and VLS. That's good. So all this is good. IUBR. That's correct. Let's see. 10.9. I'm looking on the other screen to confirm 275. This is all good. Good here, we're good here, and we'll just copy the active now. Pretty much good to go. Good fixins, thanks for coming in today. We'll do low brakes. We do want the LS buttons on because it is still a localizer, even though we're not going to have a glide slope. Is it a CEO or an NEO? CEO landing weight is 171.5. It is a CEO, and we're going to be landing at about a 167.0. Sir Skidmore, thanks for coming in today. Flying over the desert from Phoenix to San Diego. And yes, this is a little unusual for my stream to be doing a flight that is not general aviation. Throwing everyone for a curveball this morning. Also, no webcam because I have not worked. I'm on call, long call right now. I have not worked in a while, and I've got a nasty ratty beard going on that nobody needs to see. I really need to shave. But it's also playoff hockey, so maybe if I don't get called into work, I'll keep it until the Devils inevitably get eliminated by the Hurricane, because they are down 2-0 in that series already and have not looked very competitive. Maybe a little bit better yesterday in Game 2 than in Game 1, but it's not going to stop me from going to Game 3 on Friday at the Prudential Center. Because I am nothing if not a loyal fan to my teams, even though most of my teams have not done anything of use in recent history. Well, I mean, they've all been pretty good recently, I will admit, but none of them won a championship since 2003, so... Mets look good this year. They're off to a pretty good start. Happy about that. Let's go Mets, baby. They play at 1 o'clock today, which is why I'm getting this stream done nice and early. Getting a flight in, get the stream in, because I was in the mood, and then I'm going to be going and sitting on my porch because it's supposed to be nice and warm out. And I'm going to put the Mets game on my phone and watch them through the MLB app, assuming it's working, and enjoy the nice day with a little bit of Mets baseball. They're going for the series sweep of the Filthies today. Yeah, I'm on long call, so I don't really want to go anywhere or do anything like that. So I'll enjoy them from the comfort of my porch. And like I said, I got the big Devils Game 3 playoff game on Friday night. I went to the Red Bull game this past Saturday. They lost. It's going to be a game time decision on whether I go to the Red Bull game this Saturday. That's at 4:30, but I don't think I'm going to. But we'll see how I feel after the Devils game. Yeah, you know what? They looked better last night. They still ended up losing, but they looked more competitive last night. Maybe we'll get lucky and be able to get Luke Hughes and Brendan Dillon back in the lineup on Friday when I go, and it's still going to be a raucous atmosphere. That's just... It's going to be a raucous atmosphere, no doubt about it, going to the Prudential Center for a playoff game. So I'm excited about going Friday night. I don't know why the game has to start at 8 o'clock. I hate the playoff format with the times and stuff like that. It's going to feel so late compared to a normal Devils game, but it is what it is, and I'm going. I'm ready. I'm excited. You know, hopefully we can pull out the win and get back into the series against Carolina. A couple of my old college roomies are going with me to the game. Got the 321, the long boy. Some sharklets. Always looking so good in Microsoft Flight Sim. Again, I do not have MSFS2020, and I see no reason to with all the kinks that they're still working out with it. MSFS2020 still gets the job done. It really does. Plus, it's about all my computer can handle right now, probably. You know, my computer is 5.5 years old now, and really, 5.5 or 6.5 years. 5.5 years old now, and definitely time for a new one. Definitely don't have the money for a new one, so it's kind of is what it is. We got a wedding to pay for. Got to save up for a house eventually, so it's definitely on the back burner. But this computer's still doing work, still doing what it's built to do, so can't be mad about that. Cancel the wedding, he says. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. I feel like that would be not a good thing to do. I feel like that would probably lead to my death via Sarah if I was to do that. So we're gonna say no to that one, Good Fixins. And thank you though for you know, thanks for playing. We have some lovely parting gifts for you. You know what I really probably should have done instead of doing this stream is I probably should have seen if I could have got a haircut today, but that might be something actually. Since I'm not currently showing my webcam, I'm going to turn my microphone off real quick and make a phone call and see if I can get that taken care of. I'll be right back. Interesting. My barber shop is not open today because they are apparently doing filming inside of the barber shop. That's interesting. So I guess it doesn't matter that I didn't call them before and decided to do the stream. That's funny. We are not yet married yet, Mr. Gresla. Our wedding is coming up in November. Barbershop's closed today. They're filming in our barbershop. Apparently, they're doing some sort of filming there. I don't know what that is for, but interesting. So I'll have to try again tomorrow. Because my hair is getting a little long. And I'm busy Friday all day, but even before the Devils game, so I won't be able to do it Friday, which means I'd have to wait till next week if they don't have any availability tomorrow, but we'll see. Not a big deal. Alright, we're coming up to top of descent here, about 40 miles. Still no ATC online, except for San Diego ground, who we would only talk to after we land there. The star that we're on is the Lucky 1. And as you can see, the bottom altitude on this is hard altitude 6,000. It's at or below, or at or above 5,000 on lid knee. So we're gonna set 5,000. We're gonna set 5,000. And we got 40 miles there to that top descent. That's crazy that the barbershop is closed for filming. I wonder what they're filming. Well, hopefully, I'll still be able to go and get one tomorrow then. It's also incumbent on me not getting called in to work for something tomorrow, but we'll see. I don't think there's any threat of that right now. It's been beautiful weather. The ship has been running somewhat smoothly, I suppose. There's that top of descent coming up just past the Sophie intersection there. Alright, we are coming up to top of descent here, chat. I'm going to give the airplane away now and let it do its Airbus magic. I'm also going to get the CTAF frequency for San Diego, since I will still need to use that at least inbound. And like I said, we'll talk to the ground controller there after we land. Since I didn't give it away right at the top of descent, a little bit soon, it's going to do 1,000 feet per minute descent for now until it gets to its little intercept point right here, and then you'll see it start to drop a little bit more assertively as it maintains the path. And again, as I like to call it, it's all just Airbus magic. So let's watch the magic. A lot quieter when the thrust is at idle, that's for sure.
Lumber traffic, American 2687 clear, runway 27 over Jedi through 3000 for 230, parting Zoo for departure, final call, Lumber.
Someone just took off out of San Diego. Alright, we're transitioning. Altimeters On the ground at San Diego, what did I say the altimeter was on the ground at San Diego? It's 2997. I'll just keep letting the Airbus do its magic. We get the seatbelt sign back on. So since there's still nobody online covering the approach, I'm just going to go ahead and set 2,000. Because that's going to be the final approach fix altitude on the localizer. And we're going to let the airplane just keep doing its thing. Looks like there is a Southwest that's going to be landing in there before us, coming from the other direction, but this should be in there before we are, so not a problem. You don't need drag plane, you're fine. You're pretty much still right on the path there, don't you worry about it. See, you're right on your path, plane. You don't need no more drag. You got it sorted out. 10,000 feet. Let the flight attendants know that it's almost time for them to do stuff. And we'll shut it down. It's time for them to wrap it up, I should say. My sim just froze for a second there, but we're good. Don't scare me like that, sim. Don't scare me like that. We're almost done with this flight. Don't be doing this stuff. You don't need more drag, airplane. You're right on it. Relax. Also, I don't ever understand why the Airbus does this, the Circle D, the approach phase, so far out. Never made much sense to me. So we're going to take over the speed here once it hits that, which is right there. I'm going to take over the speed. We do need to be 210 knots by Lindy. San Diego traffic, American 2020, about 20 miles off for the localizer 27, San Diego, Lindbergh. Alright, now we probably need to give it a little bit of help. So, doesn't seem to want to slow down. This plane can be slippery. First notch of flaps, speed checks. Slow down a little bit more. Actually, I'm going to give away speed here. How about that? Flaps 2. And yeah, anyway, I didn't want to give away speed. We're going to go 180 knots. In the soup. Lindbergh traffic, American 2020, 10-mile final for runway 27, Lindbergh. So I'm going to set 730. And we'll do 700. We'll do 800. Or 700 rather. Because that's what we'll go down to for the localizer. Alright. If you guys want to put landing rate guesses in the chat, now would be the time. Now would be the time for the landing rate guesses. About 7 miles out. A little bit of an overcast day so far in San Diego, it looks like. I'm going to go ahead and give away my speed for reals this time. We're going to go deer down, flaps 3. Don't need the exclamation point predict, just positive or negative number in the chat. Got the runway in sight. Flaps full. Spoilers armed. Runway in sight. With the runway in sight, I'll go ahead and disconnect the autopilot. We'll go flight director off, bird on. If anybody else is watching and wants to get a landing rate guess in, now is the time. Positive or negative number. Limburg traffic, American 2020 is on a 3-mile final for runway 27, Limburg, San Diego. Got the city of San Diego is going to pass right off our left wing as we do the approach in here. Slightly high according to the PAPI. I am going to correct. Runway looks clear. We're stable. Clear to land. Looks like someone's waiting to depart for us. Thank you for doing that, whoever you are.
Minimum.
We're landing. Got that last little building to clear on the final here. Ground spoilers, reverse green.
San Diego traffic, this is United
Manual braking.
Line up and wait, runway 27.
Number of traffic, American 2020 is clear of runway 27.
Delta 2259, can you hold your position?
Affirm, Delta 2259.
Ground American 2020, we're off of runway 27 here, going to gate 34.
American 2020, Limburg ground, taxi to the gate via Bravo. Caution, Delta 321 will be off your left there, holding short of Bravo.
Alright, taxi to the ramp via Bravo, American 2020. Thank you.
Delta 2259 behind American Airbus A321 off your right, taxi to runway 27 via Bravo.
Behind American A321 by Bravo.
we'll have to get around him there. Alright, so let's see. Here, start the APU. We'll give him room to maneuver around us. And then we'll have to double back to get to the gate there. We'll kind of do a loop-de-loop here. Wanted to give way to that delta. And we're gonna go right into the gap over here. Park at one of these gates, not gonna matter. It's a pretty good landing, I think. Looking forward to seeing what the rate's going to be on that. We can go ahead and turn the taxi lights off. We'll go right into this guy right there, right there. Seems large enough for the 321. See that this airport is very default. Set the old park and brake. Turn the beacon off. The APU's going so we can kill the engines. And we can G-board. Not bad at all. What was my landing rate? Not bad at all. Minus 126. And Nick, since you were the only guest, you win by default. Not bad at all. Should probably put the brake fans on. Can turn this off and reset it. We have the external power available, so I'll take it. It's not super hot, so we'll turn the APU off. And that's all she wrote. Not exactly a San Diego day out here. It's pretty overcast. Usually it's sunny and 72 here. Very anti-San Diego. You can hear those brake fans howling. They are loud. Alright. That's going to do it for me. Nice, quick, easy flight. Something a little different for me. A little morning stream. I'm gonna go and get myself nice and ready to watch the Mets play while I'm sitting out on my patio, since it's a nice day out here in my area. Appreciate you guys stopping by. I hope you enjoyed. And yeah, I don't really do this too often, obviously. Mostly GA, almost always GA or ATC. Don't expect this to happen again anytime soon. This is probably a one-off thing for the stream for me. But next time I'm streaming, I'm sure it'll be something GA or ATC related, so I'll see you then. Thank you guys for stopping by. Let me look, let's see, I know pretty sure Arch NDA is still streaming this morning, so we'll probably hand you guys off to him.
Delta 2259
He's doing some GA.
is offline. Change to advisor frequency.
Yeah, he's doing some GA, so let's go ahead and raid Arch NDA. Then you guys can get your GA fix off of him
Have
today.
a great flight, sir.
I don't think he's on VATSIM. I think he's just doing say intentions, but either way. I just pointed at the webcam, but my webcam is not on right now. That's right. Anyways, thanks for stopping by, guys. I appreciate you. I'll see you on the next stream.